Can
Good
you hear me?
evening. I can hear you just
All right.
fine, and I
Perfect.
can see that beautiful smile as well.
How you doing, sister?
I am quite tired, but I'm here.
Yes. And
How
I'm
are
just,
you doing?
you know what? I'm steady.
Okay.
Like, I'm not about to be like, oh, y'all, I'm hella good or hell, I'm hella bad. I am steady. There are a lot of things that are happening locally and nationally, and you have to just be able to be prepared for all of it. So my expectations are steady. So I'm
Mm,
steady.
come on, steady expectations. I appreciate it. We gotta be able to at least keep ourselves from teetering on off the teeter
Yeah,
totter.
that's real.
We can't ride the whole ride and get
No,
bounced like
not at all.
woosah. Well, this is a treat. I feel like you were one of the first people to pop on Wednesday Night Live with me when I first started doing this. So now to have you officially here, I can actually just welcome to Wednesday Night Live, Mr.
Girl, it feels good to be welcome. You know, Wednesdays are usually that day. It's like, can I do it? And then that Thursday is going to take everything out of me tomorrow. So, yes.
Yes, that's why I tell people I do this every Wednesday that I have capacity.
Yeah.
It's not every Wednesday. It's when I can, because
Yeah.
sometimes I can't. And I know that you appreciate that as an advocate for
Absolutely.
mental health.
We can't do it every day, but honey, but most days we do.
Yes.
But hey,
Well, for anybody who doesn't know about you and what you do, could you give folks a little primer? Who is Deaunte Damper?
who is Deontay Damper? Deontay Damper is a community organizer, really advocating for the most marginalized communities from HIV to strong advocate for the LGBTQIA community. I am a person of recovery. I am a Bill 206 leadership team member. I am the vice president of the Therapy Fund Foundation, host of other boards. I also have a job that works in the areas of gun violence, but we'll get into that maybe another show.
Ooh.
But above all, thing, one of my proudest statues to hold is I am the host of We Live in Color.
Yes. Ah, and this is season 3, right?
This is season
Wow.
3. This is season 3, and so far we have had close to 50 different episodes of. And for folks who don't know, the We Live in Color is a show that highlights and uplifts the stories and advocacy of Black LGBTQIA community members in our community. It started, I have to give it all to Omari Salisbury. 2020 happened, and there were a lot of queer folks in our community, and they were out there organizing. And I remember O calling me and saying, like, like, we have to create a space for them. And I'm like, yeah, we do. And 6 months later, he hit me up and he said, you know what? Let's make a show. So We Live in Color was prioritized by a straight man saying, no, we need to uplift this.
Wow.
And and not the fact that this isn't a tap dance.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't performative. This was something very actionary. It's something very close to his heart. And I just appreciate him because from the show, we are able to get a time capsule in 30 years. The kids don't have to figure out where we were at.
Yes.
Small Seattle, right? You're able to watch We Live in Color and get those stories in real time of what's happening. Most of our elders, their friends, were just as big as community activists as they were, and their stories can't be told. But now we have an opportunity for people to see us and hear us and know why we live in color.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I had seen, because I watched the very first episode and I saw it was you and O having a conversation about this. And I love that a straight Black man was like, we got to do this, and understanding the need for us to work within our community, making sure that nobody is getting left behind.
Mm-hmm.
He had used the phrase like something around like Black excellence, or like Black solidarity can't be a la carte or something like that.
Yeah.
That a la carte, just picking around like, oh, let's just do these pieces, but we're not going to talk about these people over here because we're going to leave them out. So I love
And
that.
it's so many times we don't even realize that we do it, that we are not, when we are talking about housing, when we are talking about police accountability, when we're talking about health disparities, when we are talking about the advocacy of women that are Black, we need to be
Mm-hmm.
inclusive. We have to be able to prioritize unlearning, because so many of us have been raised in the church as if it did not cause us ourselves our own harm, which
Facts.
makes us more judgmental. Um, but I'm telling you, if I wouldn't be here without God. So
Mm-hmm.
let's start there, right? But also let's also be clear that there are so many folks who have been cast out, that have rose above those ashes, and have finally been able to be in a space of prioritizing community folks and community folks that are protecting, educating, and building in this community. And it's so, what I love so much about the show is like there's so many different pockets.
Mm-hmm.
In this season, this season is no different.
Okay, well, before I ask you about this season, I just want to like touch and agree with what you were saying. I think about young people, young people and the messages that they absorb, just living their lives, hearing what adults are saying, hearing how adults talk about other people in the community. This is in one of the workshops I do about self reclamation and self discovery. One of the stories I opened up with is growing up as a small child, hearing the whispers of homophobia around me
Mm,
and hearing the things that it was associated with and how what it was going to do to you if you were gay and this, that, and third, and all these things. And so you kids, no matter if you're talking to them or not, they are learning who you who they can't be around you. And so what I love about your show is they got somebody else to look at and listen to, some other examples of leaders in community,
mhm.
people who are living in color, smiling, beautiful, thriving. So if you are a young person with with oppressiveness in your orbit and in your ears, you have a portal into
Yeah,
positivity about somebody you might need to relate to. So that's what I love about We Live in Color. I
Oof.
love the example what you were giving our babies about freedom.
Thank you, thank you. And honestly, it's just, you know what, I'm just proud. What is healing for me while doing the show, is that the people that are behind the scenes that are helping me. I have the amazing storyteller Winfield Ezel for season 3, the amazing director Eric Calligraphy, the amazing production head of production, which is Alia, and these folks are allies in my community and have really, this is a part of our journey, and they go hard on me behind the scenes, making sure that I'm getting, making sure like, hey, you paying attention to detail, what about this now, wait. And I love it. I love the fact that if one day I'm not here tomorrow, I've been able to give my community folks an opportunity to be released. All that you are, release it right here in these 30-minute interviews or what have you. And it also gives them an opportunity to tap, people also are able to tap in with them, because it's like, I'm not the only gay person in community. I am not.
You can't
And I
be.
damn story, and
You
I
can't
damn
be
story
the only
all,
one.
and girl, and I'm not all the letters. I'm not all the letters.
That part.
I'm not all the letters. I get called to so many different events, and it's like, well, we want you to speak on the advocacy of trans folks. Well, there are very many people from Lavender Rights Project that should be prioritized. And see, that took a lot of unlearning, even for myself, because it's like,
Yeah.
ooh, you want me to speak, but wait a minute, are we prioritizing a voice here? You know, I don't want to be a part of the space of muting my sisters or brothers or non-binary folks. There is an opportunity for all of us. So it's a great opportunity for people to learn. So
Beautiful. So season 3 is kicking off April 19th.
April 19th, 8 p.m.
April 19th at 8 p.m. I love that the season premieres in April. You want to know why?
But
I like that it's not June
okay,
because we queer all year
yeah,
though, you know? So all year,
we
all year.
and we always, and we launched, when we launched the show last year. We launched it in the first season. It was in May. We launched the second season in March. in March, and April just seemed right. It just seemed right. When it comes to the timing, we wanted to make sure we also waited a little bit and gave community folks some time,
Yeah.
because how we planned on what the show looked like when we were starting to get ready to launch looks totally different
Oh,
now.
really?
What I mean by it looks totally different now. I'm speaking of like the political climate.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, that is interesting because of, you get things filmed, you have these discussions, and then things are changing so rapidly.
it's changing rapidly, but I love the team of Converge, because we're ready to catch up. We're
Oh,
ready to start. This season. I will honestly say the stories that you will hear. Um, I'm excited with the first half of this season, because we are really prioritizing a lot of women voices,
mm,
a lot of storytellers, and you haven't heard those stories, and I am excited, excited for people to be able to hear not just these folks' journeys, but also the calls to actions on what you can do to support. You will also be seeing some different things within the show that'll also bring light to this community, and I couldn't be more excited about it.
I love the smile that just popped on your face. You were talking about the voices of women and just grin. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you.
It's so important. It's like, we've seen what happened nationally, and you don't hear. You heard what happened, like with Kamala, and I thought when the election was over, I thought to myself, well, whatever happened to Stacey Abrams? Why didn't I hear her story throughout this space? And I'm like, wow,
Mm.
they really enjoy you, and see what happened with Joy Reid. It's like, wow, they really like muting our Black women's stories, but always utilizing their greatness. um, so when we were going into this season, it was like, okay, well, we're prioritizing some of the architects in
Yes.
community, right? So
I love it. As a Black woman who very, very mindfully watches where I offer my brilliance these days, for that very reason, there are no shortage of places looking to just chew off all the meat and spit us
mhm,
out bone by bone.
bone
So,
by bone.
so I would like to be in places where I can be loved on,
Mhm.
where people are treating, stories with care, um, treating them like they understand the impact.
Yes.
It's not just to consume this person's, just put them out for a reason, your own reasons, but actually realizing, like, if this person gets a chance to tell their story, that has XYZ impact in community. Like, you can feel when somebody knows.
Yeah. Feel when somebody knows, but there is nothing more rewarding than when you get a parent. A parent came to me probably about a month ago at a community event and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know that me and my child watched your show. They came out as non-binary, and I did not know how to handle it. But we started watching your show, and now I have a better lens, because the lens that I tried to Google and YouTube didn't look like me, and I felt like I needed to be what that
Mm.
narrative as a parent needed to be, or that narrative of what non-binary needed to look like for my kid. My kid's never hasn't really seen the representation that whiteness has given to some of our queer folks in the space. And that's not to take away from any of my allies and community, but it is different.
Different
Um,
needs. Just
different
different
needs.
needs.
It's completely different needs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm,
Well, I'm excited. That's on April 19th, 8 p.m. on all Converge platforms. We're going to be getting. Can you tell us who is on the season premiere episode?
I can't. But
I
I
can't.
will
See how I
say,
tried.
I will say, what I will say is, she is amazing.
Mm,
She has really paved the way for queer folks in our community. Her story, her story, she could have went anywhere with her journey, but she chose to give back to
that's
community.
yeah.
And I'm so happy to have her as my first guest. That's what I can say.
I'm excited to see. Now, I'm not gonna let you go because it's almost time. I'm not gonna let you go though without also talking about your birthday party is coming up.
You know what? My birthday is coming up, and I'm going to be 40, and I am so excited. I got to thank my brothers from Bill because they were like, "What are you going to do?" So we are having a birthday roast at Acts on Stage, May 10th at 8 p.m. So excited. And the thing that people do not know is like, yes, I do great work. But before this, I used to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
I
I
did.
wondered if you did stand up because you just do it. When
Yeah.
I've seen you
You
just
just
do
do
it.
it. You just do it. So now my friends are like, oh, well, we're going to do a roast. And I'm like, you know what? Y'all doing this, but y'all just don't even know the jokes that I've been having mentally
Got
prepared
him
for
in the
people.
chamber.
People got them in the chamber, but I'm also excited because it's like it's going to be Mother's Day weekend, and my mama's going to be here, and it's parental discretion advice. This is for
Okay,
adults.
fair.
It's adults, and I want people to come. And don't think that you just have to, like, people that would like to participate. You don't have to roast me. You can do a poem. You can give me my flowers. You can do
Okay.
whatever. You can tip my ass. You can do whatever. You can do whatever you would like to do. But I'm just so happy to be able to celebrate my 40th birthday, and I would love for community to come celebrate it with me. It feels great because most people that look like us and that have been through the same shit that I've been through don't make it here, and here I am.
Mm,
So
yes, we honor and celebrate that you have made it 40 whole years with us after all the things that you have uh, thrived through. You've come to the other side of. 40 is absolutely worth celebrating. Shout out to the brothers at Build for pulling all this together in your name. Shout out to Acts on Stage, your wonderful hosting uh, facility. But
yes,
that is going to be lovely. And yeah, I'm scared for the
yeah,
people who didn't know you were stand up.
girl, they should be. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be off the following week after, so honey, I ain't gonna have nothing to lose. Oh,
Because I saw you were hosting. It was the first time I saw you like live hosting. I'm like, okay, but then you was getting it like the crowd working. So I was like, that's a stand up comic. Like
yeah,
I know what I'm looking at right now. He is doing this for real. So bless y'all, everybody that's gonna try
they
to roast this
try, but they ain't gonna get through. But it's cool.
man. Well, I am so happy. Thank you so much, my brother Deaunte, for being on here and coming to tell us about the season premiere of We Live in Color, April 19th, 8 p.m. across all converged platforms. Y'all, tune in, tell folks, share the stream, do all the things you need to do because our stories are being told and they're in the hands of a really wonderful
Thank
person.
you so much, and I love you. And Keisha, I just want to let you know, as everything is moving very fast, but when I say that you are more than freshly planted here in our community, you are a garden, and you can tell it by the people that are your staff. You can tell it by even the events. You are not being hired at these events just because of your resume. You're being hired. You're being chosen as family to come to these events because you are an invitation for community members to plant in your garden. And I really just want to give you your flowers for that. Let you know that I appreciate you. Let you know that like I know what the Seattle freeze looks like, but you've been thawing them out, and I appreciate you for creating the space. And if there's anything you need from me, you just always call.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm gonna just let that land. I was on here crying last week. I'm
Oh,
not gonna do it this week.
okay, okay.
But I appreciate you and I will let that hit all the way into my heart
Hmm.
because the love is a big part of the fuel that makes me wake up the next day and be like, okay, I got it in me again.
Okay, right.
Thank
Well,
you.
I appreciate you, girl. And you do me a favor and have a good night.
You do the same for me as well.
Okay, yes,
All right.
girl. All right.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night.